Hello everyone, Logan here, and I have a game for you that's coming to Kickstarter this summer. It's called Nevera Wars, and it's set in the same universe as the successful Nevera Tales comic book that was just on Kickstarter a little while ago. Now, I don't have a box for the prototype, but I do have 2 decks, a bunch of clips, and a 6-sided die that Mr. Daniel Bishop of Tiger Crab Studios was nice enough to provide us with. And we are going to go ahead and take a look at the cards, get it all set up, and me and Gothy are going to go head-to-head for some minion fighting fun. This game is reminiscent of Magic the Gathering and has a lot of the same feel, but with a lot less complications. So we're going to go take a look at it. It's called Nevera Wars. And here we're going to take a little look at part of the reference sheet that we were given, just to familiarize you guys with the symbols that are on some of the cards that you'll see. The first symbol right here is the energy symbol. This little shard is green, and it's usually in the upper left-hand corner, showing how many energy it takes to cast that card out, or how many energy it costs to activate that ability that's on the card, one of the 4 abilities. The next symbol is the chain symbol. You can see it's shown by the 2 links there. This shows which minions can be evolved into the other minions. If your card does not have this chain symbol on there with a name next to it, that means it's a base minion. It is one of the ones you can actually play down on the table alone, and it doesn't get played on top of another one because it's not an evolved card. This little symbol you see right here means that it's the minion's type with no properties. You'll say that's on the cards that I showed you. That was what the skeleton type was. It was just a regular type, and it's on all 3 cards that chain together to evolve. The little sword icon right here means that that ability does damage to a target. So it's just a little symbol there. It'll be right next to the energy symbol to say how much damage it does. The little yin-yang symbol right here means that there's a 50-50 chance of that ability succeeding. Usually you'll see this on a card where it'll say like 2 energy and then 5 damage, and then the yin-yang sign, it'll say like that opponent can't use one of their energy next turn, or something to that effect. And so you'll roll the 6-sided dice. On a 4, 5, or 6, that ability will actually trigger. You'll still get to do the damage, but you won't get to do what's after the yin-yang symbol. And then there's the yin-yang symbol with the sword in it. It means that there's a 50-50 chance that the ability will trigger and succeed. But if it doesn't trigger, you still get to deal the damage to them in the amount of the energy that it costs to deal to the target, or the cost of the energy. It'll be dealt that number. So if the ability costs 4 energy, you do the symbol. If you don't succeed, you'll still deal damage equal to that 4 that the ability costs. So that's a little look at the reference sheet or abilities that you'll see on the cards during the game. So to take a look at the cards for Nevera Wars real quick before we get to the gameplay. So there's 3 different kinds of cards. Well, 3 different ways you can evolve cards. Your deck is made up of 36 cards, and they're basically, there's the base minions, the 2nd evolve, and the 3rd evolve of where you can go. So we're going to take a look at one of them. This is the skeleton type right here. And it first starts out, we'll look at the description of the card. So you have the name right here. It's a squire. Over here you have the total toughness. You can see here it's 20, and that's what it'll start out with. When you'll put it on the board, you will change your damage card to be 20 to reflect its life. Over here you have its cost in little shards. This is how much energy it costs to put it on the board, which is 2 energy. This is a base minion, which is why it's got its type right here, skeleton, but it doesn't have anything over here, because over here in this spot will be the chain. It'll be the name of what comes before it that you can play on top of it. This is a base minion, so it gets played first into an empty spot on the board. Over here, let me grab the card here. Over here you can see we've got 4 different abilities, and you see they have the amount you can pay in shards to do the abilities. You can see this one's got the cut ability for 1, it'll deal 3 damage, and then it's got the pierce ability for 2, it deals 4 damage, and then 3 if the target has no other damage, and so on. And it's got other abilities there. So this would be the base minion. If you played this as Squire, you put it down on the table. Now after that, or if you have enough energy and have the card in your hand, you can evolve it. Chain evolve. You see it's got the little chain symbol right here, which is it chains from the Squire. This is the Knight card. It chains from the Squire. It's still a skeleton type right there, but it will increase your life by 15 points up to a total of 35. Now, if you've taken damage from the 20 points of the Squire, let's say you're down to 10, when you play the Knight on top of him, you'll only gain 15 points. So you won't go up to a total of 35. You'll go up to the 10 that the Squire had plus 15. So you'll go up to 25 life. And then you can see over here, it has upgraded abilities. They're usually different than the base abilities that the base minion has. They change a little bit, doing more damage or adding more stuff onto the ability. And you can see that it costs a little bit more. This one right here, the Knight, costs 3 shards. And then they've got their final evolved form, as you can see, the Crusader right here. It has 50 points total, so it'll add another 15 onto your life of whatever your creature is that you've been chaining. And you can see it comes from the Knight card. It chains from the Knight to evolve there. Still a skeleton type, but this one costs 4 shards to put out for the final ability. And then its abilities right there are like uber abilities. They're the max abilities you can put out. And so they chain up, and there's different types in the game. This is just the skeleton type. Just wanted to show you those beforehand. But they're all laid out the same, but they all have different abilities. Now, you got a 6-sided dice. You roll that to see who goes first. But you got these. The deck comes with 3 damage cards. You can see they're double rowed. You've got the 20 or the 10s on this side and everything, and you've got the 1s on this side. So you start off the game with the little clips right here like this. You go ahead and place them on there to represent that you have no life. When you have no creatures out on the board. And then whenever you play one of the lower minions, the base minions, you would put it at 20. It takes damage, it gets adjusted. You know, you play another guy, you chain it, and let's say you played the Squire, you chain it to a Knight, it would go up to 35 points, like that. You know, and you use it to represent the life of your minions, as you'll see on the board during the gameplay. And speaking of which, let's go ahead and get to that gameplay. Okay, so we have everything set up for Nevera Wars. We've got our damage cards. They've got the little counters on them, all set at 0 because we don't have any creatures out on the board yet. So at the beginning of the game, everybody takes the top card of their deck and puts it in play as an energy to use to play out their creatures or to be able to activate any abilities. And then we're going to roll the dice. Whoever is the highest number gets to go first. I'm a 5. Ha.
Better than the 1
Yeah, whatever. Shush. Ha. 6. Yeah. Okay, so Gothi's going first. So first player draws 6 cards, and I get to draw 7 cards. Alright, I'll look over the cards real quick. Okay. So, on your turn, in any order, you can draw a card. You can place one of the cards from your hand face down in front of you as energy to be able to play abilities and play creatures from your hand. And then you can exhaust, turn sideways, your energy cards to put a creature into play. Or you can exhaust your energy cards to activate one ability on a creature. So then that's each creature that's in play. They can only activate one ability on them. So it looks like Gothi gets to go first.
So I'm going to draw.
So she's going to draw her card.
Good job.
I know, being old Magic players, we're used to drawing at the beginning of our turn. And then she placed one of her cards down as an energy card, face down.
And then I'm going to play the pirate.
Nick, she's playing a pirate. And she has no more energy to activate any abilities. So she's actually going to change the damage on her card to show that it's life, which is 20. And then she's done. So now on my turn, what do I want to place down? I think... yeah, I'm going to place that one down. And I'm going to exhaust those two. I'm going to play out a shadow. And I will adjust it to 20. I didn't draw my card, or draw a card turn, so I will draw a card. Okay, and then I have no more energy, so my turn is done.
I'll play that one. Pay 3.
Okay.
2. 2.
Pay 2, yeah.
To play the fungus.
To play out a fungus.
And then 1 to cut you for 3.
Okay, yeah. She's paying 1 energy to activate the Pirate's Cut ability, which does 3 damage to a target minion, which is targeting my shadow over there. So my shadow will take 3 damage, so I'll adjust the damage card to 17 for its life. Alright.
And I'm done.
And done. Okay. Go. Draw. Let's see what options I have here. I will put this one face down. And I'm going to pay 2 energy to put out a Squire. And adjust its life total to 20. And then I will pay 1 energy to do the Shadow's Fade ability, targeting the pirate. Fade ability says it deals 5 damage, and then 2 damage to the minion that used this ability. So your pirate will take 5 damage, and the Shadow will actually take 2 damage itself, going down to 15. And I will pass turn. So while Gothi is unexhausting, returning upright her energy cards, I want to note that at the end of your turn, I know we've just been passing turn, but at the end of the turn, there's a thing called corruption. If you do not have any minions on your side of the board at the end of your turn, you take corruption, which means that you would have to you draw the top card of your deck into your hand, and then you have to choose one of the cards in your hand to discard from your hand, and that counts towards the total of cards that your opponent is trying to defeat, which is 8 cards, because that's the main purpose of the game, is to beat 8 of your opponent's cards and have them in the discard pile, and then you win. Okay, so what have you done, Coffee?
Played 1 energy.
You drew your card, played 1 energy.
Yes. And then, so I'm going to pay 3
to
bludgeon
for
8.
She's activating her fungus's bludgeon ability to deal 8 damage.
To your shadow.
To my shadow. So my shadow's at 15. It takes 8 damage. It is now going to be down to 7. So let me adjust its card really quickly. Okay.
And then I'm going to use 1 energy to cut your shadow for 3 more.
Okay, so she's using 1 energy to activate the Pirate's Cut ability to deal 3 more damage to my shadow, taking it down to 4. Alright.
And I'm done.
And done. Okay, let me go ahead and upright all my energy there. My 3 energy. Go ahead and draw. Let's see. We put this card down as an energy, so now I've got 4 energy. I am, let's see, I am going to... Oh, this is hard. I'm going to pay 1 to activate the Shadow's Fade ability on your pirate. Right there. So it'll deal 5, and my Shadow will actually take 2, taking it down to 2 life. And then I'm going to pay 3 to actually chain and evolve the Shadow to its next card, which is the Shade. So it will actually gain 15 life, so going from 2 to 17, narrowly escaping the death that you had planned for it. Mwah! And then I'll pass turn. Fine.
Oops. Sorry.
That's fine. You put your energy on the table however you want it. She has drawn her card, and she has played an energy.
I'm going to pay 3
Mm-hmm.
to evolve my pirate into a raider.
Okay, which, chains from the other pirate to the raider.
So I gain...
15 life.
Hold on, I'm trying to math. 25.
So you're at 25?
Sure.
Yeah, he was at 15. Or no, he was at 10? Yes, 10. So now he's at 15.
And
Or
then,
no, 25. Now he's at 25. I can't math tonight either.
And then I'm going to pay 2 to slice.
Okay, activate the Raider Slice ability for 2 to do 6 damage to
Your Shade.
my Shade. Really not liking that Shade, huh? So he goes from 17 to 11. All right.
Done.
And you're finished. So let's go ahead and upright my thing. Let's go draw my card here. And let's go ahead and let's put one of these down here. Let's go ahead and pay 3 to go ahead and chain evolve my squire up to a knight for 3, so he will gain 15 life and go from 20 to 35. Okay. Let's see. And then let's go ahead and pay 2 to activate the knight's slice ability. And let's go ahead and slice your fungus for 6.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yes, I am sure.
For 6?
For 6. All right.
Done?
Yes.
I'll put 1.
Okay, draw a card, place your energy. You have 6 energy available. Should be more than enough to do anything you like.
Everything. So, first I'm going to pay 3 to activate my fungus's bludgeon ability.
Okay.
Targeting your Shade.
Alright, deal 8 damage to the Shade, so he will be at 3 life.
And then I will pay 2 to slice him for 6.
Slicing him for 6, which will kill him off. Alright, so his life total goes down to 0. And both the Shade and the Shadow card underneath of it go to the discard pile. So it will count as 2 cards towards the total of 8 that she needs. Because every card that's below it that was chained to evolve it counts as a card for purposes of winning the game. So she has 2 over there against me now. Are you done? Okay. So let's go ahead and that. Draw my card. All right. I will put this card down here as an energy, so now I have 6 available also. I will go ahead and pay 3, 4 to chain the knight to its next highest evolved level, which is a Crusader, which total life points are 50. So I add another 15 on top of my 35. So he has a total of 50 life because he has not taken any damage. Then I still have 2 energy left, but he doesn't have any 2 abilities, and I don't have anything in my hand I can use for 2. So that's your basic gameplay for Nevera Wars. So let's go ahead and get to the review. So Nevera Wars it's a fast, fun, easy game to play. There's not a lot of complications with the abilities. It's just put your guys out, evolve them, kill people. Well, not people, kill the minions. Don't start killing people. People run around on the news and you're like, Logan Charles told me to kill people. Kill the minions in the game. It's a nice combat card game. It's really simple. It's really reminiscent of Magic the Gathering and the other ones, with putting out some kind of energy source, exhausting it to play your cards out. But it's different enough to make it interesting and engaging. There's a lot of different types of cards, so there's a lot of different deck types that you can build between them. I know you just saw the 2 different ones that Gothy and I were playing, but there's a lot of different themes and everything. So go ahead and check it out when it's on Kickstarter. We'll go ahead and update the description with the link to the Kickstarter whenever it's live, and also we'll be sharing it all over our Facebook page, so make sure you go over to our Facebook page, hit like, follow. Make sure you pay attention. Hit us up on Instagram to follow, because we'll be posting up pictures and everything when it's on Kickstarter. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on our channel. It's right down there. And go ahead and hit that little bell too. Why not? Leave us a comment on the video. Let us know that you care. And also make sure you check out our sponsors. You'll see them on the title card at the end. And also the links to their pages will be in the description. I'm Logan for Logan Chops Reviews. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.